Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. In the last episode, we were inside the Templar encampment at Darwin's Mouth. We are taking down the operation here. We're destroying as much red lyrium as possible, and we are killing as many Red Templars as we find. Now then, there is some loot over here, and it's all shit. I know that. I know I'm probably just going to sell it. However, I can't say no to loot. I can't leave it behind. That was not what I wanted to do. Let's equip the belt of focus. There we go. We can destroy this. There we go. And, no, armor. Is there anything... That's rather crap, so that can go. And this is all... Yeah, this can all be destroyed. Yep. And you. And yeah, that's... Bull has better. And the Carter hat. Yeah, that can go as well. Alrighty then. Good stuff. Now then, yes, you're coming with me. Alrighty then. This was dead end. So let's head back upstairs and go the right way, it seems. Now then, at the end of the last episode, I rather forgot to talk about this, or rather I got distracted by a codex entry. But Sola said something very interesting. Cassandra was saying about how, oh, maybe the archdemons were all actually just pets to something, you know, something bigger and far scarier. And Solus kind of, you know, he gave a very scornful reply of, oh, I wouldn't go that far. And he was kind of laughing at her, almost. Or at least that's how it sounded to me. I've said this before, and I'll say this again. I think that the archdemons are the elven, hello. Yeah, I think they are the elven gods, and yes, I know that elven gods weren't really gods, they were something else, but at this point in the story, they've been called the elven gods. You know, the word Aenor hasn't come up yet, it only comes up in Trespassers, so for right now, I'm gonna keep calling them the elven gods. Also, the statues are back. Flipping heck. These guys are all over the place. Were they mass-produced? Did someone see the ones in Chateau Hain and decide, you know what? I like these. We should make more of them. And give them cheese. That's so strange. I love it. I love it, though. Plus points for adding cheese. All statues would be better if cheese was added. Fact. And you know what? Before I jump down there, yeah, I'll get with you in a minute. I'll be there soon. And you. Yeah, my guys have got this. It's fine. Hello. Excuse you. Got up. And we're adding speed. And a spinny spin. This is a really bad angle. This is not a good angle. And scream. We've got this. Just keep packing. There we go. Lovely. Oh, and you dropped something for me too. Thank you ever so much. There we go. Aha, yeah, this was where we just were. Scene read complete. Excellent. There are still plenty more red lyrium shards all over the map. And you can still get a, you know, friendship up with Varric for destroying them. Even if the quest has been completed, so that's nice. But yeah, as I was saying... Am I going insane? No, What the well, I guess we've got to go up there then. But yeah, as I was saying, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I think that the archdemons are the elven gods. I think that their spirits were trapped in the Fade, but their bodies were trapped in the physical realm. Because I think they were just so powerful. It was a case of if those aren't separated, if their consciousness and their bodies are not separated, then everything will go to shit. They need to be removed. And we know that the elven gods did have connections to dragons. So that's my personal theory. I see a couple of people down there. I thought there was a big guy. To be perfectly honest, I thought there was a big guy dicking about down here. I'm rather surprised to see that there isn't. Oh, they've spotted us. Hello! You're right. Start up. Spinny spin! And we back. Stun him. That's right. You come on in. Okay, you're down.
I believe we've broken the Templars' hold here. There may yet be stragglers, but we've dashed whatever plans they might have had.
Excellent. Fabulous. We will show these Red Templars that there is no room for them in Thedas. And yep, there we go. Oh, it does. It does look seaworthy. And there are islands off the coast. Oh, do I want to do that before or after Here Lies the Abyss? Ooh. You know what? I mean, oh shit, we can just go? I would have assumed that we'd need to make the, you know, some sort of operation to open that up. Oh, I'm not. I need to sell some stuff. I need to get my bees back and my healing mist. Oh, we absolutely can't do that this episode, but let me think on that. Let me think on that, because I could very happily have another dragon fight before we go and deal with the Grey Wardens and all of that. Okay, we can destroy that. Valuables, that'd be good. Okay, we need to hand those in. We have a lot of things to hand in. Flipping heck. Yep, destroy that. And the jade. The ivory halist. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. And that should be decent. Alright. There we go. Yeah, because all this that I really have left, all I really wanted to do was, you know, sort out Redwater, complete that, and then have a round of party camp talks, and then I was good to
Have you been taking notes on all this, Varric?
Oh, you'll need to be more specific there, Seeker.
The Inquisition. You're not planning to write a book about us, are you?
Oh, don't get your hopes up. You're not that interesting a subject.
Really? You claim that you're not going to write a book on us, Varric? I mean, to be honest, I think Aenor would be happy with that. She's lost so much of herself already. She doesn't necessarily want to get lost within Varric's books, because you know he'd make her more heroic and all of that. We can always fast travel straight back to this spot. And yeah, we are in no place for a dragon fight right this minute. You know, I'll speak to everyone. I'll speak to everyone, see how I feel, and maybe we'll have a dragon fight before we do the next main quest. Alright then, back to Skyhold. Okay, first things first. we need to hand stuff into Hellissima. We have got so much to give her. Flippin' heck. God, Aenor has just been hoarding research materials, my goodness. We can also do the judgments. We're in the right area. Hello, Varric. Hello, madam. Hello, Dorian. And hello, Fiona. Take the stuff.
Made.
Are there any special instructions?
No, I would have stated as much.
Yes, of course. I'll be quick.
Of course you will. You're a runner. You may depart in a moment.
Oh, good.
She seems a little freaked out, but at least she was being polite. At least she was being polite to Hellissima. Ooh, more influence. Oh, that means we have a perk. We have a perk point. Oh.
You're awful.
Not that. Gifts. Or perhaps betrothal.
Of a sort. Very romantic.
Ah, vicariously satisfying.
I'm glad that you find Aenor's love life satisfying, then. Flipping heck. The gossip. The gossip. It will be the end of Aenor. Now then. Who do we have to judge? I think we should have two.
Mayor Gregory Dedrick of Crestwood is present for betraying his own constituents. He confesses that, 10 years ago, he flooded Old Crestwood to kill refugees and villagers touched by the Blight. The mayor claims it was to spare the rest of Crestwood, but we only have his word.
He has a chance to prove it. Well, that muddle thing's a severe crime either way. I said this before. This man was in a no-win situation. The Darkspawn were coming. There were people who were blighted, and they weren't willing to leave family behind. He was in a bit of a Sophie's Choice situation. I think that on one hand, I think that Aenor would feel... I don't know if disgusted is the right word. She'd certainly feel like, this man did something that resulted in the deaths of so many, and he hid that behind the Darkspawn. He never accepted responsibility for his crimes. That is a really awful thing to do. But I think she does also recognize he was in a really bad situation. He was stuck between a rock and a hard place. That doesn't give him a pass. That doesn't mean he can behave in whatever manner he sees fit, but he didn't have a good choice. It was either sacrifice the refugees, sacrifice the people that they had taken in, or sacrifice the village. There was no good option.
If the mayor has anything to say in his defense, let him speak.
There's no cure for the Blight. But I couldn't convince anyone to leave a sick child or husband behind.
So you herded the infected into one place and flooded Old Crestwood. Were no innocents caught in the waters?
Nearly everyone in the village had the Blight. I swear it. Have mercy. I couldn't tell the survivors I'd drowned their own families to save them. I couldn't.
Okay, the best I can do is exile. Ferelden can lock him up. I'll give him a clean death. I've said this before. Aenor, death is reserved for people who show absolutely no remorse and committed a crime that is incredibly grave. Like, oh yeah, I murdered a bunch of orphaned babies. I don't care. I'd do it again. And I will do it again if you give me the opportunity. People like that, Aenor's like, okay, yeah, he can die. It is a grave responsibility, but he has done something awful and he's showing absolutely no remorse. This man does seem to have some sorrow about what he did. He does seem to feel guilty. The fact that you know, when the village was drained and he could see it and it caused him distress. He clearly does have some type of guilt. Again, why would we be exiling him? We don't own any land. We don't even own Skyhold. We're squatting in it. We do not have the deed to this castle. Yeah, this crime happened on Ferelden soil. He is a Ferelden citizen. It should be up to the crown to decide what to do with him. We really have no authority in this matter. Leave it to Ferelden.
You committed murder on Ferelden soil. Let them deal with your punishment. Send him to Denerim. He can live the rest of his life behind their bars.
In prison? Maker. I should have drowned with them.
Mate, what did you expect? Really? I drowned a bunch of people. Show mercy. Well, clearly you should go to prison. Oh my god, why are you sending me to prison? 'Cause you drowned a bunch of people, dickhead. Sir, living your life was never going to be an option. Yes, what he did for the greater good. But that doesn't mean you can do whatever the hell you want. People died. Innocent people died. You should be punished for that. I would argue prison is being very lenient there. I'd argue that, because we could have just put him to death. We really could have, but...
Before you is Servis of the Minrathous Circle of Magi. You met him and his Venatori in the western approach. He admits to working for Corypheus, raising monsters, and using magic for conquest. He also used his connections to smuggle magical artifacts out of the approach, without his master's consent.
That doesn't excuse him. I'm actually impressed. That is beyond foolish. Yeah, we saw evidence of this in the approach. He doesn't actually have any loyalty to Corypheus or the Venatori. This was simply a monetary venture for him. All he really wanted was, you know, a paycheck. That's it.
Whether or not he's loyal to Corypheus has no bearing on his crimes.
I was hired by a third party. I've no loyalty to him. Might you find that useful, your worship?
I'm sorry, are you attempting to bargain with us?
Bargain? I plead. I throw myself on your mercy. I also have friends in Tevinter who owe me large debts. Leave what happened in the approach behind us, Inquisitor, and I can put them all at your disposal.
I want him as a smuggler, throw him in jail, an informant on probation, give him back to Corypheus. That's just cruel. That's very funny, but it's cruel. Ooh. No option to kill him, but then again, Aenor wouldn't have picked that. Here's the thing, if he showed no loyalty to Corypheus, then he's not going to show any loyalty to us. However, he can be of use. That's the thing. We are trying to fight a war here. It doesn't make sense to put a perfectly good sword on the wall as a decoration. If you understand my metaphor, this man can be of use. It doesn't make sense to just keep him in a jail cell. I think Aenor would be more drawn to an informant on probation. He can tell us stuff about the Venatori, about their, you know, about their setup, you know, how they communicate and all of that. Getting him as a smuggler would be good. He did mention that he had smuggled stuff out of the Western approach. However, it's more so that on probation that I think Aenor would be considering. Having him as a smuggler, we'd just be sending him out there, you know, with no and no one keeping an eye on him, he could flee. You know, having him as an informant on probation, you know, that will at least guarantee that someone is watching him. He can, you know, serve out his sentence. We're not going to keep him indefinitely. I mean, as far as Aenor is concerned, once Corypheus is dead, she can stop being the Inquisitor, someone else can take over, and she'll just go back to her clan. So, you know, presumably Servis would be let go at that time, or if the replacement Inquisitor wants to keep him, they can keep him. But, you know, for right now, I think Aenor is thinking, you know, have him as an informant, we'll keep an eye on him, he can serve out his time, and, you know, that's how he can make it up to society, rather than, you know, saying, oh, we'll make him a smuggler, and then just, you know, potentially letting him wander off. So, yeah.
Leliana will assign agents to you. I expect them to inform me that you've been forthright. If you want redemption, you'll have to earn it.
I can more than pay my keep, Inquisitor. Thank you.
Oh, Cowl, don't disapprove. Don't disapprove, Cowl. You are my favourite. I love you the most. Oh, well. Alrighty then, with that done, I only have about 9 minutes left on my timer, so you know what? Let's... Okay, no one's there. Let's sort out the war table a little bit. I know that Cullen and Liliana are back, so we can send them off on something, and then in the next episode we can have a round of companion talks. I'll contemplate whether or not I want to fight the dragon, and then we are good to get started on Here Lies the Abyss. Ooh. Okay, what do we want? I'm pretty sure we've got everything here. I don't need the 5% increase in XP, and I very rarely use horses, so... My searching range is fine as it is. And I don't need this. Okay, this would be the last thing Aenor put any points into. So... yeah, let's increase our inventory. There we go. Lovely. Now then, let's see what happened here. A trouble of red jennies. I believe we are now in the favour of a red jenny in the city of Tantervale. As near as it is possible to tell, and that unlocked a red jenny and the Tantervale charade. And all that glitters. There was a bit of a fight at the mine, with bandits, apparently, and not even Darkspawn. I'm pleased to report that the Darkspawn were cut down with relative ease. We've set up an outpost and recruited locals to begin mining the gold once again. Indeed, I'm told they're more than happy to do so, now that they're being protected. We found some useful equipment in the bandit cache, and any efforts to gather coin at Skyhold will now be much easier. Cullen. Lovely. Now then, I'ma figure out where I'm sending everyone, so be right back. Alrighty then, and I am back, and first things first, secure a source of water for the outpost. The Griffin Wing outpost has some access to water, but not enough to sustain the number of people there for a significant amount of time. The situation is not desperate, but if we are to maintain a presence in the western approach, the outpost will require access to fresh water. We should locate a reliable source as soon as possible. Josephine says, the outpost will not last without water. A few scouts could search for a water source. Liliana says, the outpost must have access to fresh water. A few scouts should search the western approach for a reliable water source. And Colin says, this should be a high priority. A group of soldiers can be sent to locate and secure a water source for the outpost. So yeah, Liliana and Josephine both basically say the same thing. I'm sorry for the tongue fumbles. Again, it's very hot in the back room. I am right next to my computer, outputting a lot of hot air onto me. Here's the thing. We helped secure a bit of water for the outpost. There were Vargas guarding it. We know that any water in the area is going to be surrounded by animals that don't want to give it up. You might think it's odd considering that Aenor is Dalish. You know, surely she would be, like, one with nature, hippy-dippy and all of that. She's going to prioritize people over animals any day of the week. She likes animals, don't get me wrong, like the Hala, she absolutely loves her clan's Hala, but if it came down to saving a clanmate versus saving a Hala, she's going to save the clanmate every single time. So it would be best to send soldiers because we know that water is going to be guarded.
Inquisitor.
Good stuff. And dwarven slaves in Venatori hands. A report from one of Cullen's forward scouts. Sightings in the north of Red Templars with armor and weapons adorned with dwarven runes. There are no known entrances to the deep roads in that area, and no missives from Orzammar about missing traders. But they keep next to non-existent records of surface dwarves. The Venatori may be making use of dwarven slaves, possibly from Tevinter. Not their usual preference, but also not the first unusual thing they've done. Recommend further investigation in force. Josephine says the local landholders will get our scouts access, but will likely require additional incentive to risk their forces against Venatori. Colin would have suggested, if there's a hint of a Venatori enclave, especially one supplying weapons, we need to crush it. And Liliana, send a select group to observe. We don't want to alarm the Venatori. We know they are all too willing to sacrifice their captives. Yeah, let's not risk the slaves' lives. Let's, see what we're dealing with first.
Let's see what we have.
Indeed. Alrighty then. Now then. Oh, Sarah approves. Good stuff. Now then, I'm going to make my way down to the Undercroft, and then I think I'm going to leave this episode off. Right, again, just... I think he must be glitched. If he's still there, if he hasn't respawned, I think he must be glitched. He has to be glitched. He has to be glitched, sir. I swear he's supposed to spawn in at multiple locations. I don't know why he's stuck in that one area. It's... God damn it, Lord Trifles. God damn it. I just want to answer your questions. I just want to do the quiz. Is that really such a crime? My goodness. Alrighty then. In the next episode, we sort out our inventory, we do a little bit of war table shenanigans, and we talk with all our companions. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.